Hey everyone! Oh, my camera's being a bit weird and dodgy. That's fine. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Chesh from Chesh Breaks, and we're going to be talking NBA Top Shot. I'm going to introduce my guest here in just a second. First, we should probably go through the advertisement crap that you all want to get out of the way. The first one is that there is a new break up on the Facebooks for 15 spot double teamer. This is $59.99 per spot. It is 1 box of Hobby Revolution and 2 Hoops Premium Blasters from 1920, and this will be breaking about the second week of March, because the first week of March I'm actually going to be in Oz Comic Con in Sydney with the Australian Trading Card Association, of course, because I'm the content and media director. And we're going to be doing some live breaks from the show floor at Oz Comic Con, as well as we'll have some retro boxes and some high-end Jordans to sell. So that's pretty magnificent. The second one is Break 005, the double team. The triple double is still up. There is 6 spots remaining. This is 1 status team all, 2 Hoops Premium Blasters and 3 Hoops Premium Cellos that you can see in my background probably when I move. But that is up. Get into it now. Carpet Punter, hello my friend. It is the first time I get to hear your voice. How you doing?
Hi viewers. Very good, mate. Very good. Very good to be here. Thank you.
No worries. So, I guess I should bring up this thing here. So, Top Shit. Let's talk about Top Shit. Oh, sorry, Top Shot.
Top shit. NBA top shit. taking over the cherry disco.
Yeah, well, taking over most Discords, to be honest. Like, so the people that don't know we're going to go through a whole thing about what it is, how it works, and should or should you not jump into it. You know, the troubles with tribbles around taking your money out, all that sort of stuff. We want to try and go across all of the basics so you can get a good understanding of exactly how this thing is supposed to work. So I guess we should start off with, I'm going to tell a little story about how I got in. And that was, actually, I think it was you, Carpet, who messaged me going, hey, are you doing Top Shot? And I was like, oh, fuck, there's something I forgot. Like, because I'd totally forgotten about it. And I think you'd messaged me weeks before going like, you should look at this. I think it'd be really good for the channel. It's really awesome. I put like $9 in. I got a pack. I spun that pack for, I think, about $300 worth of value and went, holy shit, this is a thing. And then I bought 2 more packs. I spun those packs. Before I knew it, $9 in the hole actually is $2,159 now, I think. So I've made $2,150. How about you though? What is your story with Top Shot?
Well, I actually got into cryptocurrency. I think it was late 2016-17, and then I pretty much fell out of the market. Probably for the last 2 years, but I always had in the back of my head, hey, this technology is going to go really good once the licensed, actual, legit collectibles get online. So anyway, lo and behold, come October, I was saying, what the hell is this NBA Top Shot? And I thought, oh my god, I can't wait to get the hell on here. So I got on there and I just basically spent a few $100 on packs and left it for a couple months. And then I come back in January and I was like, what the absolute hell is going on here? And basically been going nuts with it ever since. It's been a pretty wild ride, and the best part about it is watching everyone else jump on board. It's been fun.
So I guess the thing we need to mention there is, like, so we are a part of what's called the Cherry Crew. So cherrycollectibles.com.au is a local store here in Melbourne, Australia, and they have, I'm going to say, a pretty cool crew of people in their Discord. And Punter and myself for the last couple of weeks, probably like, the last 2 or 3 weeks, have been going back and forth about Top Shot. And then somebody mentioned that maybe there should be a channel for it, and then the channel started filling with people, and now we've got like a whole crew in there that's just spamming gifs and being internet trolls, and talking about how much money they are making, or how frustrated they are, and how much salty they are with not getting packs, which we'll cover as well. So it's been a good time. Now, I'm going to ask you, feel free to ballpark or not answer, but in the amount of time that you've been in Top Shot, what has your balance topped out at the moment?
Oh, look, I'm happy to tell you guys. Like, it's not. I'm the balance dapper that I've had maximum is 9k that I've had, and I've managed to withdraw about 2.5. But there's because you get a maximum of 1k withdrawal every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what I've done, I haven't got that balance now. I reinvested some of that into the market and bought a few moments and that here and there. And yeah, now I'm the actual account balance. When you go to the evaluate.market, there's a handy tip for the viewers. If you go to evaluate.market, you can punch in any account name and you'll instantly see the value and all their moments, etc., etc. And but that account value has literally gone from $100-$150 to 50-60k.
Cool. So you actually have, unlike myself, you actually have a history with crypto stuff. Like, mine is extremely limited because of a job that I was trying to get, and I had to have a crypto wallet and stuff. So I had a bit of a play with crypto stuff years ago. But you've obviously been in and doing crypto stuff for a while now.
Yeah, I have, and I've got accounts with most major exchanges. Binance, CoinSpot, all these major exchanges that can turn your crypto into liquid cash. Yeah, I've got accounts with most of them. So I'd suggest anybody that's getting into Top Shot and they're planning on cashing out at some point, you need to get a hold of an account at an exchange. You can simply go to a place like coinspot.com.au, open up an account, and just leave it sitting there until you cash out of Top Shot. You don't need to buy any crypto. You don't need to get into that game if you don't want to. You can just use their services to cash out. They'll charge you a fee at the time when you cash out. I think it's about 1 or 1.5%. So it's not too bad. But
yeah, you're pretty much right, Vince. Yeah. Vince says Top Shot to the moon, and that's exactly it. So like, my extremely limited experience, as I was saying to Punter before we actually went live, is that I am fumbling my way through the marketplace from $9 to $2,150. Like, I literally just fell onto money. I literally jumped off a cliff and went, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's $9.
That's the best part about this whole thing.
Yeah, and it's just been
I didn't know what I was doing either. Like, I just knew that I liked crypto tech, and I knew that I love NBA. I've always loved it. I love collecting cards. It just all sort of combined in one thing, and I was like, well, how can I turn my back on this? I have to at least throw some bucks at it.
Exactly.
And I did, and then it paid off.
So I guess what we should be covering now, I guess, is that once you have signed up for Top Shot, once you have entered some payment details, and they do recommend using a credit card over crypto simply because of the time frame. Excuse me, the time frame for the payment. In saying that, I think that you'll be fine if a pack drop has just happened, and you're probably going to have at least 24 hours, if not more, before another pack drop happens, because pack drops generally were happening twice a week. At the moment, obviously, because they are in beta, they're still stress testing a whole heap of features, so there's usually only 5,000 packs on offer during drop, and once you go into the queue, there's like 80,000 people, so it's just a numbers game into a random queue to see if you can get a pack. But I would suggest chucking some money into your Top Shot, probably like between, I'd say, like the base for a pack, so I'd say about $14 to $50, just to make sure you've got enough in there. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. Like, you don't want to go in over I mean, obviously the amount's different for everyone's circumstances, but you don't want to just treat it like fun. Just treat it like having a punt on the horses, or on a sports bet or something. Just have a bit of a crack at some packs, have a bit of fun. You never know, you might pull a $2,000 LeBron like we saw. What's his name today? Sends the goat.
Sends the goat. Yeah. Jeez, dude, like, how would you feel? Like, this is my first pack. You guys are all talking about it. It seems really cool. Yeah, dude, that's worth $2,000. But what? How?
That was awesome.
What? Oh my god! Like, yes, dude, you just hit money like straight away with no effort. Hey, Liam, how you doing?
It's an awesome moment too.
Yeah, Liam. Speaking of Liam, actually, we have a package here from Liam that is part of our mail time. Because there's a long-running joke about me screaming at people about how they package shit. and this looks overpackaged to me. So that's going to be fun. Now, secondary, people always ask, how do I find out about drops? Well, number one, join the Cherry Discord. Especially if you're Australian, Cherry breaks are going to happen so that you know on the website, but the actual Discord isn't really for that. The Discord is for community, so for people to hang out, and we've got a really strong community on there for Top Shot right now. That's one way you can do it. Number two is joining the Top Shot Discord and making sure that you have notifications on for both their stress testing channel and what's the other channel called? In a second. It's Pack Drop? It's Pack
the
Drop.
Announcements. Oh, Pack Drops, yep.
Yeah. Myself, I have my own Discord server, which you can find a link down below, or you can find on any of our videos here on YouTube. And I actually have a Top Shot channel that just basically spews Top Shot stuff directly from their Discord to ours, so that we can keep up to date when stress tests and pack drops are happening. That's as a double negative, just in case. But the lovely folks, our lovely community on the Team Cherry Discord, generally tag us all when a drop is happening so that everyone can freak out, which is lovely. Now, I guess the other thing there is that when do pack drops actually happen? No one knows. You have to be keeping an eye on your emails. You have to be keeping an eye on the Discord. That's the only way you're going to know, because they were at one point having these as a set time thing where you would have pack drops at a certain time. That's obviously no longer happening because of what's going on with bots and stuff like that. They're in beta. They're trying to figure out their queues so that it makes it fair for everyone, which makes it unfair for some, especially when there's only like 5,000 packs ready, because we were going to try and get some packs to give away tonight. Because I'm not an NBA player, what a surprise, this fat guy. So I can't obviously just go to Top Shot and go, hey guys, give us some packs so we can fucking give them away to the public. But Punter has graciously decided to donate a Josh Green. So that is the thing that we have to give away.
I figured, fellow Aussie.
Exactly. So I'll be there at everyone in the Cherry Discord. Yes.
Must have a Top Shot account.
Yeah, you have to have a Top Shot account. So if you do have a Top Shot account, this is the way that we're going to do it, which we haven't actually figured out or discussed. Because I'm
your stream, Chess. I'll leave it up to you, mate.
All right. So if you want this Josh Green, I want you to email JM the Stinker. No. I'm going to say
up the YouTube chat.
Contact at cheshbreaks.com.au. Pretty sure that's the right email address. So I want you to email that email address, and I want to you to email me the latest article on the Cherry website that I was involved in. Just a link to it. Okay, so if you go to cherrycollectibles.com.au, and there is an article there. There's actually a couple of articles there from me, but the most recent one
should be going to it anyway. They're good articles. Exactly.
So if you go to that article and you copy the link and then you email it to contact at cheshbreaks.com.au, then with your Top Shot name, of course, your username, and we will get that moment out to you. Now, the next thing that people want to know is obviously money. So, Punter, you've gone through this. You actually can withdraw money. And I want to talk about both of our experiences, because my experience has been, I think, mostly the same as yours, if not maybe a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking annoying is probably the word I'm looking for. Sounds about right. So
sounds about right. Yeah.
Top Shot won't tell you what the thresholds are on transactions and balance to even start the KYC identity check. I think that it's quite possible that when I posted to Instagram and they saw that I was a content creator, that might have sparked them into like, oh, we should probably get this guy his KYC. But it could have been threshold as well. I don't know. So for myself, I think it happened when I hit about 1.5k, and my transactions, my buy sell, was probably about 4,000, I think, roughly. Yeah, because I was like selling and trading and selling and trading and selling and trading, slowly building up that balance. Well, slowly over like a week is when it really exploded. I went from like maybe $800 or $900 to like, 2.15. So that was definitely a thing that happened.
I've heard so many reports. Personally, I was at about the 2,000 mark. I feel, because as far as dollar-wise go, because the market hadn't really gone absolutely berserk yet. But I have heard conflicting reports. Some people have written, I've spent over 10,000, and I think sometimes it's more to do with the number of transactions you've actually completed.
I think it's a mix, but yeah.
That's sort of the feeling I get. But they don't. But look, this is the thing in the crypto world. You don't get black and white answers always, and it's something that I got highly frustrated with. It's not like in the real world where if you don't provide good customer service, well, you're going to go broke. It's not like that in the crypto world. Everyone's buying on anticipation. Nobody's buying on the actual product that's right in front of you. Everybody's buying on what that product might actually become. So it's a bit of a different world. It's hard to wrap your head around sometimes, but look, I would just urge people, hang in there. Eventually it will happen. I can say 100% I can withdraw, no problem. I end up with Australian dollars in my bank account. Might take a day or two, but it turns up.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that is very important here is that after you did your KYC, how long did it take before you got the email that you could actually withdraw balance?
Look, I'd say at a guess, probably about 3 weeks.
Because they say up to 30 days, so that's about right.
Yeah. It is very frustrating because you see it in your dapper there, and you see the withdrawal button, and then you hit it and it says, "Oh, you're not verified for withdrawals," and you're like, "Well,
so often
you go into KYC and it says completed," and it's like, "What is going on here?" Like, it is very frustrating. I just, if you make good money on there, just hang in there. You'll get your don't do stupid things and like reinvest all your balance back into it or something, thinking you're on the net. You want to realise some profits at some point.
Yeah, and I do want to cover that.
You'll be approved.
I do want to cover that in a minute as well. For myself, my KYC check was like, I think, last week? So I probably got another couple of weeks before I can actually withdraw my money and spend it all on Prism basketball. So hopefully Prism doesn't drop before then, or I'll be super fucking pissed at you, Top Shot. Because I really want boxes of Prism all to myself. Probably not even for breaks, because I love you guys, but also fuck you guys. Because I want a box to break for myself. I'll probably get 2 boxes. I'll get one for break probably. So Vincenzo, g'day legends. Hey Vincenzo, welcome to the stream. Peter, yes, you did win that. I've just got your email now. So winner of the competition is JM the Stinker.
Oh, Jeez. JM the Stinker.
Peter, what are you doing to me? Seriously. So ridiculous. So Punter will be in contact, and you guys can
I'll shoot it over to him.
Yep.
I'll shoot it over to him right
Excellent.
now.
So the main thing that I think next we want to touch on, now that we've gone through the basics, the very basics, is that remember the market is volatile. And this comes back to a case that we were just touching on, that Punter was just touching on then. When it comes down to it, you don't want to just niggly-piggledy buy a $7,000 Top Shot moment because you can, because that is a bad investment. And I'll explain why. So buying a LeBron is a generally safe thing to do. Buying anything from season 1 is generally a pretty safe practice because it's going to go up over time, and as long as you realize that it's a long haul investment and not just a straight up investment. Now, I'm not giving you investment advice. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your money, but I'll tell you absolutely how I would do it, right? So buying a moment low, or buying the lowest moment, let's say that you can see that there is a moment for $80 and the next one up is $150. Then it's a pretty safe bet that if you buy that 80 and there's not one above it for around that price, that you can probably flip that 80 for a little bit more depending on the player. That's what we call a safe trade, right? Because you're investing such a low amount when you've got so much money in your account, depending again on how much money you actually have. But if you've got $5,000 in your Dapper wallet, definitely don't go and put that $5,000 on a Tyler Hero or something like that. Don't do it. It's tempting to speculate on a player like you would with physical cards like Carson Edwards. Don't get me fucking started. I love the guy, but he needs more points in the paint. But reinvesting your money isn't something that you should be doing higgledy-piggledy. Do your research, know what you're doing, and for God's sake, remember that there is profit to be made here. Also to take some of that profit out. Okay, so my suggestion is that if you've got $5,000, take some money out for yourself to spend on yourself, right? And I know that that's not an investment-wise thing that investors will tell you to do. Investors aren't there for you. Investors are there for them. Okay, this isn't an investment in the point of where you would look at the market itself and go, well, I'm gonna buy stocks in this company because if people buy stocks, that's good for me. That's not how this works. What do you think about that one, Punter?
100% agree with you. That's the strategy I'm taking. I'm trying to pull out some money along the way, but I'm also looking long term, trying to keep some top players, top rookie moments, just to keep them in account. Try and play it safe for the long term, as well as also bank some profit for the short term.
Exactly.
Just so if the market, was to totally collapse tomorrow, the absolute worst thing would have happened, I could still walk away and go, well, I did well out of that. Whereas, if you just to put all your money back into the Top Shot market and it crashes tomorrow, you're going to be living with a lot of regret, I feel.
Exactly.
But, who's to say that what I'm saying is also wrong? We might live with regret, but I don't think so. I don't think anytime you profit, I think it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's hindsight is a wonderful thing. You can always look back in the past and say, oh, I could have done this differently, could have done this differently, but think about the now. Well, you do have to think about the now sometimes, and realize the profit.
Exactly.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say is that if you crack any moment that's in double or single digits, just don't sell it. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good advice.
Yeah. At this point in time, even the low hundreds, like 500 or less, keep it. 500 or more, maybe pass it. Maybe think about selling it off, depending on the player. But one of the major things that you need to figure out is when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, what are you in this for? It's the long haul, right? Especially if you get something like a LaMelo Ball or something like a massive rookie, it might feel like if I sell it now before it goes down, I'm all good. But you have to remember, that pack, you only paid, what, $9, $14, $1,000 for that pack, whichever type of pack you decided to buy, right? So base packs are like $9, cool cats are $14. I think there was $50 packs at one stage that had like legendaries, not legendaries, limited, and then there was $1,000 legendary packs, right? The one thing, and I can't stress it enough, is low is good. Selling low is bad. If you have a low numbered moment and you sell it for too low, it feels bad. Now, yes, you're going to make a profit, but long term, you need to think about, is that moment going to be able to be reprinted by the company, or is it an LE or a limited card that has been like basically retired? Is it a common card? Hello, mister. My cat's decided to join me. Holding on to your moments can be key depending on the player itself. But the other thing to remember is that at the moment there isn't rookie badges on cards, which is coming. So holding on to those bigger rookies, or ones that you expect to be bigger, even if it's Killian Hayes, I think is out with an injury at the moment from memory, like a wrist injury or something. I know Peyton Pritchard was out with a wrist injury recently as well. With those bigger rookies, it might be tempting to sell them off while they're playing good, but you can wait because they've got a lot of time ahead of them. And in some of these cases, they are not going to be reprinted. Those moments will get retired, and holding on to those moments is going to be good in the long run.
A very low serial number. Like if you look at any rookie moments from Series 1 or 2, so like Series 1 especially, but say we take Series 2, they're all out of 4,000 or 12,000, you know, but all the major draft picks are all out of 4,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing. Like, how many basketball cards are out there in the world, right? How many, just say hoops, Mellow Ball rookie cards are there? There'd be way more than 4,000.
Well, there's a reason why those crashed to $30 from a
that's right.
Cool
And then you add up
180.
all the other series and everything, and you think, geez, there's actually a lot of money there just in LaMelo Ball, and there's only 4,000 of these on this. Like, you can easily see why the prices go sky high quite fast.
Yeah,
when you start doing the mathematics of it. But it's just getting your head around the whole digital moment, you know, video footage thing as to try and see the value of it. But supply and demand.
Now, to break this down for people who who have followed along but still don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to break it down for you in layman's terms. Basically, what you are doing is you are opening a digital pack, a booster pack or a pack or whatever you want to call them. I call them booster packs because I come from the gaming world, and all the gaming packs are called booster packs because they boost your deck. Well, this is boosting your collection. I'm still going to call it a booster pack. Depending on the level of booster pack that you buy, depends on how rare the cards are that are going to come out. Don't worry about that. You don't need to worry about it. What you do need to worry about is that these are a GIF. I can watch these on YouTube. Yeah, you can, Boomer. Thanks a lot. Fuck off. Yes, you can watch these moments elsewhere. That is not the point. No, you don't own a license to these moments. No, not at all. What you're looking for is the way that crypto works. So the very easiest way to explain it is that each one of these moments has a set dual layer of security. So the first piece of security is that each single one of them has a specific serial code that is tied to this particular moment. That is how you know what number it is, and that's how you know how rare it is. Pretty easy. The second one is it tracks everything that happens to it. So this particular moment was sold by myself to Punter and then across to Peter Lee. It will see every single stage of that transaction. It will record the cost of each one of those transactions, and it will have a time bar of each one of those transactions. It records everything. So what am I purchasing exactly? Nothing. Technically speaking, you do not own these. The company owns these. Now, you might think you own them. The fine print of all crypto stuff is basically that you kind of own it, but in a grey area you sort of don't, really. But these are in your account, and so that forms the ownership. The sell and trade of these are similar to stocks in a way, but absolutely completely different, because stocks are, even though mostly digital these days, still a very virtual physical thing. So they have that crossover, right? So with a stock, you can actually get a stock certificate. With these, you cannot get a certificate. These are literally a piece of code that you are getting either by purchasing it on the marketplace on Top Shot, don't purchase anywhere else, or that you are cracking out of a pack, okay? And then that code is yours. Inverted commas. That's about right, isn't it?
With traditional crypto, there's a bit of a backstory behind it, right? I'll start at the start. Dapper Labs created what's called Crypto Kitties, and that was on the Ethereum blockchain. Now that you pretty much own. You can exchange that, put that in any wallet. It doesn't need to be in a Crypto Kitties wallet. It just has to be in any Ethereum wallet, and you can store that, put it on any exchange. Whereas what they've done with this, they realized, okay, the Ethereum blockchain is a bit slow for this whole thing, so they created their own Flow blockchain. And it's very fast, right? And it still obviously has some issues that they're teething through, but they control, as far as I know, they control all the nodes to that network. So you're right in what you're saying. Like, they do control your. It's not like a traditional NFT where you can just take it to any exchange and sell it for any amount or any other crypto. You can only basically sell this on their marketplace or do the gift function, you know, and sell, and which I don't recommend to anyone to to sell it off the marketplace. But yeah, so I wonder. It does make me wonder in the future if that will change, because quite often what happens with crypto projects, they basically rub their hands with them once they're up and running and move on to the next thing. So it does make me wonder about what Dapper Labs have in the future for this platform, because it's generating so much income. I can't see how they can really be concentrating on anything else but NBA Top Shot.
I will absolutely tell you right now. I'm 99.9% sure that they will absolutely keep not only running this, that there will be other Top Shot coming through. I know that at the moment they've been speaking with a number of people. Oh, how much can I say? I get privy to some information that I probably shouldn't have, to be honest, but that's because of my years running through. I'm a card game designer, so I know a lot of people in that sphere. I know a lot of people in the wrestling sphere, in the racing sphere, etc., because of projects that I've worked on underneath that. And I can tell you right now that they are looking at several different contracts that they've been trying to tie down that are going to be pretty big things if they happen. It's a case of them trying to get contracts. Just like we already know, we found out that they have Hall of Fame contract that's just happened, so they're going to have Hall of Famers. We know that they're trying.
It's very exciting.
It's amazing. We know that they're.
Can't wait for a Shaq.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, as soon as that happens, I'm all over it. We know that they are trying to talk to Michael Jordan's people to try and get Jordan licensed into Top Shot. I personally don't think that Jordan will go for it, just simply because unless they're offering him big money, which they can now afford to do, because
a very protected brand.
Yes, it's extremely
one of the most protected brands in the world,
and like, for good reason, because he knew, that it's quite easy for a man like himself to get completely fucked over, and instead, he is a shrewd businessman. He's good at what he does, and was like, "No, I own everything. Fuck it, I own everything. I own me, and you can't have me. Right. You can license me, but you can't have me. Never." Which is fantastic. Do you think we covered everything there so far?
I think we're pretty good. I think that's pretty much covered most of what we wanted to talk about on Top Shot. A couple of people had some queries, which I think we pretty much covered. Mainly it was about withdrawals, is most of their queries I've seen.
Yeah.
People just wondering about that. But look, as I said, it's just be patient. Do your KYC, be patient, and it'll come.
Exactly. Any of you guys in chat? Let me just refresh chat for a second. There we go. All right. Any of you guys in chat have any questions about Top Shot that you would like us to answer before we move on to mail time? Forever hold your peace. Whilst I just...
I'm excited about his mail time.
Get this guy.
See what Cheshire's bought.
Get this guy. This is my Ginge. He's been quite annoying. Aren't you? Because you've just woken up and you want to be fed. Alright, sweetie. On the floor with you. He's a gorgeous rescue kitty. Without CP leader, I'd be so confused still. Alright, well,
I don't know about that, Peter.
I guess that's
no
a
leader.
thing.
Mate, I just know a little bit, and you guys teach me stuff all the time in Discord, so I'm just happy I can pass on any info.
Exactly. Alright, let's get into mail time, because I want to show off some fucking shit that I spent money on that I shouldn't have, because this is hilarious.
That's it.
I'll move over slightly. Alright, so I went in a whole bunch of breaks. I'm just going to slide this off to the side a bit, and got a whole heap of stuff that, quite frankly, the new crop of rookies, I'm still trying to figure out who I want to collect. So I've just been going in breaks with random teams and sometimes with focus teams to like kings and stuff. So
Hit a precious.
Apparently I hit a precious. This must have been a random pack. Jalen Smith. Yeah, Jordan. Cassius Winston. I have no idea.
Courtside.
AD. Courtside. And a Toro. Cool. And one of the things I always say is, like, especially with like new hoops and stuff, even though I've broken it, I'm still feeling my way around. What is that? That's another one.
I always like hoops. Yeah, it's got so much, like, I remember as a kid opening hoops, like, and the fact they still make hoops, I just think it's great.
Yeah, exactly. What is in here? All right, so we got next. Ooh, Alexei Polevsky, I guess. I don't know. Then we've got his base rookie and a Theo Meldon. So obviously I hit OKC at one point. That's fine.
It's funny when you get breaks and you can say, "Oh, well, yeah, okay. Obviously, I hit this team in the break."
Yeah, and then you hit something like this. It's just like, I guess I bought a pack or something.
Must have bought personal or something, yeah.
I'm guessing I hit a personal on that one, which means that there's going to be rookies strewn throughout here. That must have been one of the cherry packs that I bought, where I got the Boucher auto that I sold for like $60. So I was pretty happy with that. Like, buy a $30 booster pack, hit a $60 card. Lucas Semenik, Quindari Ratherspoon. So obviously I hit like Spurs in this break. Devin Vassell and Trey Jones. It's what happens when you're legally blind, kids. Not even that okay, so this one's going to be interesting. So this was me getting Kings from, I think, boxbreak.com.au. Oh no, this was West Oz Cards. Okay, so this was West Oz Cards where I hit Kings in a 6-box break. So we've got Ramsey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so almost one out of every single box. Oh, this is going to be good. I forgot about this one. This one. Yep.
You get one of each rookie in hoops, pretty much?
Sort of. I think it varies.
Maybe minus a couple or something, but you get pretty much one of each rookie, don't you?
I think so. Robert Woodward, Harry Giles. This is just some base. De'Aaron Fox base. All this base that nobody cares about. I don't think any of them are red backs. We don't care. They can just fuck off. Just don't care for base. Like, don't send me base unless I request it. Like, it's just a waste of time. More Robert Woodward. So that's 4 so far. Bogdan Bogdanovic. Sure. Don't care. More base. Here comes the fun though. Because I particularly went Sacramento Kings for this guy. Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, so 6 of those. So 1 out of every box. Good player, fantastic player.
Exciting player.
And I think that this is one of those points where I go, I should probably hang on to these for a couple of months. Because the market's already adjusted down.
Funny because look at these now. You know, you got 6 of them in front of you. It's hoops. It's the start of the season or start of the card season. You know, but in a year's time, you look back, these might be quite valuable.
Yeah, exactly.
No, like I don't think anybody would scoff at a PSA 10 jar or Zion, you know, even though the market's a little bit down, you'd still take it, wouldn't you?
Well, it's funny that you should mention that because HGA should be opening up some more spots on Friday, right?
Yeah, that should be interesting. Yeah,
so I'm thinking I should probably send one in at least.
That would look good in an HGA case, actually.
That's why I want to try it out. Speaking of Tyrese Halliburton, now playing. Kind of cool, yeah. I also managed in whatever particular break to hit the holo, so sure. Next up was random Facebook auctions. Oh yeah, this is going to be right up your alley. Should I go? Let's put the big boy right to the back near that, I think. So everyone knows how much I love Larry Johnson. So here's a cool 3D.
Pro View. Underrated
Fantastic.
set, I reckon.
Yep. Funnily enough,
you heard it here first.
You did not know this was a Topps Gold. This is a Topps Gold.
Oh.
So I saw it and it was like $2. I'll bid on that, and nobody ever outbid me. I was like, you have no idea what that's worth.
Pack fresh.
Pack fresh, Topps Gold, All-Star Larry.
Very nice.
And of course a Johnson versus Barkley.
Oh yeah.
Now we're about to get into your particular love and why you love seeing my posts around.
Yeah.
So you know where this comes from, right? This is the yellow Sears only set. So Sears got a set of hoops all to themselves.
So 89, 90?
1991, I believe.
1991, right, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I saw this come up, and it was like $3, mine. Just absolutely grab it. It's off-centered, yes, left to right.
It's a good pickup.
But for $3, I'll take it, and I'll probably get this graded, to be honest, because the condition is pretty good. I don't see any blemishes. I'm pretty sure I checked the surfaces and they were looking good. I don't like the fact that it's off left to right. About a maybe 30-70.
What's the surface like?
The surface is fantastic.
Normally pretty good because they're not gloss.
Yeah.
But which is something that PSA, I personally think that they take most notice of, the surface.
Exactly.
Because I've seen 10s with white spots on edges, even corners. Whereas as soon as, whenever I've sent a card in and it's got a minor scratch on it, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's either an 8 or a 9. So, yeah, look, the centering, it is a big deal, but, you know, you can still get some pretty off-center 8s and 9s. So, yeah, I'd definitely be sending that in.
Next up is
nice
also
one
from this batch as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, I got them at what I would consider a steal, because this lot was $20 all up with postage. You ready?
Oh, hello, Carmelo.
Okay.
It sets on fire at the moment, the 89-90 Fleer.
Thought that was a pretty good
it's
one.
The old rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
MJ rises the whole set.
I'll tell you.
Urban Johnson. Wow, magic.
And the centering is pretty good. A bit top bottom.
That's not bad, man.
But it's not bad.
That's not too bad.
That's absolutely a HGA. That's absolutely one I want to send off. I actually have been buying these up on eBay for about $5 each, so I actually paid less for this one than the other ones. Speaking of cool stuff from the year before.
Oh, the sticker, hello. It's Blake's PC.
It is Blake's PC, and Blake can't have it. But I might actually have to get this graded as well. Because with that, also had the base.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
And I was just like, are you kidding me? This was $20 all up.
There's some really nice pickups you got there.
Yeah, I was balling, I can tell you what. Speaking of balling, went and bought some more just Larry's from random auctions.
LJ's, yep.
Just because, you know, I'm still filling out my collection.
Here's New York LJ there, is it?
Yep. And here's the most hated Larry Johnson card. Because of that.
Yeah.
Traded to. We do have a High Court.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even set, mind you.
Stadium
High Courts never were. They were just a subset of Stadium Club, but they just looked cool.
Yeah.
I picked up a Fleer 95-96.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Just because it looks fantastic. I also picked up a Flair USA. Because, seriously.
Oh, nice.
How gorgeous is that? I wish that was foil.
That does look cool.
And the best one out of this lot, and the reason I bid on any of them, was for a Z-Force Larry Johnson. Because they just look amazing.
Always love that set.
Such a cool set. Such a cool set.
I always slept on buying any of the Iversons, or I was a big Iverson fan, buying them or Kobe's and that, and then it's one of those things that I always looked at and always looked at buying and should have and never did. That whole set sort of got away from me.
It's Grandmama. It's Grandmama again with some top damage. Now, I overpaid for this, right? I paid like $30 for this card, I think. Even though I was made aware of the top damage, I overpaid for it. Do you want to know why? Because it's Select. Do you know what it really is?
So Select's a good brand, good set. Limited runs.
Patch auto.
Look at that. That's very nice, man.
I mean, you're only ever going to look at it from the front, and it's just gorgeous. And it's my first LJ auto in my collection. That's really nice, man. So
is that whole, like, everything's basically chrome on it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That looks sick, man. Against like the Charlotte colours. That looks like really cool.
I was just like, that's amazing. I will absolutely buy this all day, every day. Yes.
Card,
It is so cool. Speaking of beautiful cards, We've got, this was from eBay, my Continuing Noir.
Oh yeah.
This one's actually
Carson.
obviously not as good as the other Noir. This is $2.99, I think, for somewhere. Jesus, 25. No, this was the $2.99. Yes. Okay, so this is the $2.99, not like the $5 that I've got up behind me that people can't see. The Nike tag.
Very nice.
That was, I think, $5. This I paid, I believe, $15 for.
Cheap as chips, mate.
Beautiful. Just a steal. Like,
It
just
is.
managed to snipe an auction. Was like, holy crap! Like, I did not have one of these in my collection. Now I do. Hot Rookies are fantastic. This year's Hot Rookies also pretty fucking fantastic, to be honest.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. I got a couple of them. No big name rookies or anything, but yeah, I got a couple of them, and they look really nice.
This was Chronicles. So this was Chronicles. RPA, $25.
Wow.
Yeah. I do not have one of these in my collection, and I did not see one of these for sale.
Man.
Yeah. So in the whole time I've been collecting, it should be $2.99.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right.
$58.99. Just like right
nice,
under the logo there for the Celtics.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. But just a white napkin, but I just thought like the whole thing is like uniform white green. And his signature is just fantastic anyway. Unfortunately not on card, but it is just like a gorgeous design, and I didn't have one of these in my collection. So now I have like, I think 35 autos in my collection, maybe a few more.
What do you think of the argument about on-card autos fading over time?
I don't care. I don't care, to be honest. Like, if you're
Does it
looking
happen?
after your
I don't have
cards...
enough experience in autoed cards, but I hear a lot of people talk about that and say, "Oh, stickers are actually better," blah blah blah. But I'm not 100%. I mean, I much prefer the look of on card.
If on-card autos fade over time, how the fuck is there Michael Jordan autos hanging around?
That's what I tend to think. You know,
if you're looking after your cards,
you can buy auto cards from the 90s.
Yeah, if you leave them in direct sunlight or UV, yes, your card's gonna fucking fade. The signatures, the ink is gonna like fade like shit. If you keep it like properly contained, if you sleeve, top loader team bag, or even grade, you shouldn't have that problem. Just keep it out of direct sunlight.
I do. That's what I would assume too.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a bit of a stupid argument that, you know, one of those things that people just say to try and be a bit of a troll. Really.
Pretty much. This next group of cards cost me $65, I believe. So we have Prism Collegiate, Prism Collegiate, Prism Collegiate, Prism Collegiate, and Prism Collegiate.
Wow.
This is 65, just remember. Select, 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 and you wouldn't believe it. Select. This isn't even it. This is just part of it.
Oh, but wait, there's more?
There's more. Still for my 65 is a Prism patch.
Nice.
And a purple laser Carson Edwards.
That looks sick.
And I think these are called explosions. I can't remember. Mosaic Explosion.
Nice.
And a graded pink prism, which is the only reason I bought this entire thing. Graded to a 9. And it is just a pink cracked ice of perfection. And that's the reason why I bought this entire block of $65 worth of fucking
beautiful looking card, those pink cracked ice.
Just gorgeous.
And they're one of the better parallels, I think, for Prism.
Yeah, pretty much.
Obviously your silvers and that, but as far as coloured parallels, I think those pink cracked ice are really nice.
Just so gorgeous.
They add a lot of character to the card. Because I find Prism cards a little bit plain.
Yeah, the base ones, yeah, absolutely. Even the silvers, but when you get the cracked ices and the tigers and stuff, it's just like,
it really brings them to
gorgeous.
Life. Yeah.
So I think that was a pretty big score. The dude basically just went, here's all the Carson I've got, what are you looking for? And I was like, all of it. And he went, what? And I went,
right.
all of it. And he went, yeah, $80. And I went, oh, I probably wouldn't go 80 because he's not really getting points, which means his cards aren't worth, a great deal of money. And I'm a collector of Carson. So I'd probably go, I don't know, 60. And he went, 65 delivered. And I went, yeah, I'll take that. And then I panicked because I was like, I should have asked him for tracking. I should have paid extra and gotten tracking. What if it goes missing? And this, of course, comes to one of our viewers / fans, Liam. So this is going to be interesting. Here we go. My contribution to Mail Day Vlog. Which, by the way, do you work for OnePath or something? I'm confused. My contribution to Mail Day Vlog. You didn't think I'd charge you for a hoop space, did you? Actually, I did. Enjoy, bud. P.S. Let me know when a spider pops up again. I will. Liam at L.A_collectibles. Yes?
Just quickly, that envelope, is that postage paid? You'll probably find that's why you sent it in that.
It probably was. I just screwed it up and threw it over there.
Smart man, using the work envelope.
I would do that if my work stuff wasn't all tracked. Jeez, he really wrapped this well. It's going to be a problem. Which is why I did it, because this is the long-running gag.
Interesting to see what this is.
It's just literally going to be...
Yep. I like your style, Liam.
It's going to be one single card, I bet. Better be in a fucking top loader, or I'm going to do my nut. It isn't a top loader. Good man. Hoops Premium by Carson Edwards.
Hello.
Just make sure there's no secret inscription on the inside. What I would have done was write a note on the inside. Sorry? Yeah, Hoops
I really
Premium.
like these Hoops Premium.
They're pretty nice.
A lot of them come out with little dings and, they're not really the most perfectly made cards, but when you get a nice one in your hands, like I've got a Jar Morant Silver, it's got a ding on it, but like in your hand, mate, it just pops out at you.
Yeah, I just think that the hit rates were like really, really underwhelming. I feel like that they made the mistake of like, here's this really gorgeous premium product, but where's all my fucking hits? Like if I'm gonna buy,
I'd probably agree with that. Yeah. That's probably a good analysis of it. I reckon.
Especially when you look at like
where are all the fucking hits?
A 2021 blaster, right? When you buy a 2021 Hoops blaster, you are guaranteed 1 mem or auto per fucking blaster. Holy crap, that is some good value. These? Nah, sorry. We don't guarantee anything in these. Nothing cool. Sorry, it's Hoops Premium. It's better stock. Deal with it. Like, no, that's not what I want, because that means that a blaster like we saw in the last break could be just absolute fucking trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes me incredibly sad. Vincenzo says all of these rookies have been good. I think that this is a fine rookie crop.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good class as well.
It's
so far,
really interesting that we're sitting here going, not us directly, but other people are sitting there going like, I just wish that, they had X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, what are you looking for? Because at this point, all I've seen from these new rookies is gold. Like, Peyton Pritchard is surprisingly good, even though, he takes up the spot of my dude. So that Carson gets less time. Fuck you, Peyton. We see, the Tyrese's, Halliburton and Maxey are, really good scorers. They look fucking great when they're playing. Their skills look great. You have the young guy LaMelo, who's obviously a superstar. I would almost say it's hilarious that LaMelo would go under the wing straight away of Michael Jordan, considering that...
That's what I think too.
If you want to compare him to anyone, during the middle of his career...
It couldn't be scripted, could it?
No,
it wasn't really spoken
ridiculous.
about when he was drafted, but I was thinking, hang on a second, MJ owns this team.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Like,
MJ knew what he was taking. He absolutely knew what they were doing. Because he knew what this kid can play like and was like, oh yeah, I see me in this kid for sure. Absolutely. And when you see him play and carry the team, when you see a fucking rookie, not unlike Zion and Ja, carry a team, you just know,
He's still got so much development to go. You look how skinny he is. Like he's 6'8". Like, man, he's got some growth to go. Like, he's going to be a serious, contender for years to come, I think.
Yeah, I think that if he doesn't
if
go
he
out,
continues to work hard, if he stays under Jordan's wing and follows his, work ethic, I think he will become something serious. But he needs to have that work. As long as he doesn't follow that typical ball, media hype type.
as long as he doesn't follow his
fairy
brothers
tale storyline
or his father.
Yeah. But he seems to be doing very well so far. So hopefully he's shielded himself.
I think so. But I mean, obviously time will tell. But I think the hype is real. Do I think his rookie card should have been what I sold it for at 180? Fuck no. But I do think
really
he's
well on that. That was excellent.
So well. But I do think he is a fantastic player. I absolutely think that he has got some fucking legs.
Great for Australia. Great for Australia as well, because
that's a
our league, like he's just pointing around our league. He wasn't doing amazing numbers here. He did. I think he had a triple double or two, but he wasn't putting 30 on every night or something in the NBL. But he goes over there and performs killer in the NBA as he is. Like, that really, people, all the scouts, all the coaches over there, they're like, hang on a second, what is going on down under? We need to have a look down here. And like you'll see, for years to come, a lot more players will come here instead of the college system.
Yeah.
Which is good for basketball worldwide,
Yeah.
So because for far too long, that whole college system is like a bottleneck for talent. Talent gets lost in the wayside through the college system.
Exactly. It goes there and then it dies.
Yeah, and you see that so often. There's so many stories.
Injuries and stuff as well, because those, they're not trained properly how to look after themselves, and they're just taking risks with their stuff, and it's like, no, you're in college, man. Like, you don't need to take that risk. Like, you don't even really need to take that risk as much in the NBA. But at least in the NBA, if you're taking those risks, like, you're being taught correctly how to land off a dunk. You're getting taught, you need to strengthen certain muscles. You've got the right support to, to help you training and stuff like that, so that you're not ruining your knees. You're not like, oh, now I can't do jump shots because I've blown out, both of my knees. Yeah,
in the NBA, the players are the number one asset. In college, it's like the team, is the number one. Then the players come second.
Punter, do you reckon this is the one? Do you think this is the one maybe that I should send in for grading?
I really like that. A redback Tyrese. Wow.
I didn't even realize it was a redback.
Did you only just watch? What on earth is going on right now?
I was just looking through.
Did you only just realise that's a redback?
Yeah, I looked through and I'm like, I wonder if I got any redbacks.
Oh my!
This was from a break.
Dude, if Tyrese ends up becoming like the Shiz, that thing will be worth. Like, have you seen what redback rookie cards
yes, I have.
Players are worth?
Yes, I have.
A fortune, mate. Especially graded well.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares about hoops, so they just chuck them in the cheap pile.
Yeah.
And I'd just get it graded.
I'm going to get it graded.
$20 or $30 grading, I'd get that graded.
I don't know where I just put my...
Be well worth it. That's a score and a half, man. Well done.
I just realised, I'm like, awesome. Maybe this is the thing I should do with the thing and the stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just remove one of these guys.
Wow.
And let's chuck you into a top loader really, really carefully. Wow. Live on stream, Trish realizes that his Tyrese Halliburton is a redback.
Not watching.
Well, it was a break, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, right.
But it was just like, yeah, okay, that's... Yeah.
Oh, that's not one of the... Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were breaks.
Yeah. But it's funny because I was calling Tyrese Maxey... I think that Halliburton was kind of a bit of a known already. Or I like to think so when I was calling it. I think that most people...
really know the guy, and then Blake was actually talking him up, and I was like, who is this kid that he's talking about? He's just some Kings. I thought, oh, Blake's just talking up the Kings again, whatever. I'm like, shit, this kid's actually alright. Like... So I've watched a few Kings games since, and he's quite impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
I like these kids that scream for the ball. like they want the ball. Like they're not just happy being on a sideline showing that. Like
Or like being
you
a
go back
passer.
to any star players that, like even in their rookie years, they're like screaming at other players, "Give me the fucking ball!" All the like, and he seems to be a bit that way. Like he wants to either set the play up for somebody else or finish it. Like he just pretty impressive that Halliburton.
Yeah, exactly.
What I
And I mean, and you want a court leader, right? Like you're looking for that guy who's calling plays and not literally being the shot maker or the playmaker, but literally calling like, pass me the ball, give me the ball, I want the ball as much as possible. And not in a greedy way, but like knowing when he's open and when to like request the ball. And that's one of the things if you watch Carson and how Carson plays, which a lot of people would just focus too much on the points thing, but if you watch Carson play, he's an enabler. Like he knows his role as a point guard. His role is to, pass the ball out and try and get people scoring. He had that game where he was hammering like 18 points in 19 minutes, and then much less the next game. I think it was like 16 minutes, something like 9 points or something.
Right.
But a lot of that was because he was enabling assists and stuff like that as well. So, But yeah, I just, it's weird because I can't really draw a parallel between this rookie group and Zion for the last rookie group, to be honest.
The last rookie group was probably will go down in history as a bit of an anomaly, I think. I can't think of another rookie class probably since, like even the LeBron rookie class was even not as hyped as I would say the Shaq rookie. Like when you had Shaq and Alonzo, right, morning, in that, I just remember the hype that was around that was just absolutely ridiculous.
That was like, what, 92, 93?
92, 90, and I was only a kid, so like my memories obviously can be sketchy in that, but like I can't really remember anything as big because obviously in Australia we're a bit shielded from it, so we need to sort of go looking for the information. Whereas like back then that information was getting thrown in, like you'd pick up a Daily Telegraph and there was a picture of Shaq actually on an Australian newspaper. And it's like that doesn't happen often. There'd be not many NBA players who were actually ever on Australian newspaper pages. So like whereas that last year that was that Zion, Ja, and the rest of them, like there's so many good rookies in that class. Like it's just ridiculous, really. It's a ridiculous class.
Peter says get Kemba off and Carson on. They both suffer from the same problem, Peter. Their defense is shit. That's where the problem is. Carson needs to up his defense. Carson needs to learn to not shoot over screens. If you watched any of the games where Carson's shooting, he's generally contested, and he's shooting against contested screens, which he shouldn't be doing. He should be just moving around them and shooting, but instead he's just allowing himself to basically like set up for being blocked out. Which luckily for him, he's got a really good shot arc. If you look at his shots, they're fantastic. They are angled in such a bizarre way they shouldn't work. But yeah,
it must be hard for young players coming into the league, and can be pretty structured, some offenses and that, and like knowing exactly where to be and like all your off the ball movements and that sort of thing to try and get into an open position and that sort of thing. I think that will come with minutes.
Yeah, it'll come with time.
I think the more time he plays, I think all that will come.
Yeah, I really do envision that next season he'll be traded somewhere else. I can't imagine that the Celtics are happy to just have him chewing up the bench. Paying millions of dollars for somebody to chew up the bench and only come in on like 1 or 2 games a season. That's not like, even if it's more than that, but having them come in for 3 minutes and then benching them again doesn't make sense. And that particular coach is notorious for that kind of shit. I can't help but think...
Yeah, I agree with that. That doesn't make sense to do that.
Yeah, I can't help but think that if Carson was traded to, let's say, somebody like Lakers with LeBron, like that's going to be really good for him.
Wow.
You imagine that? Like that would be...
any player playing with LeBron, they're 2 times a player they were before.
Exactly. And I think that when you have a little guy like him who can dunk, as Harden found out Harden and Westbrook found out last year when he like slammed a jam down on them, and Harden was like, "The fuck was that? He can dunk. He's a little guy. He's a Muggsy Bogues basically. He can get up there." But I think that if he got in with somebody like that, or on a team that could actually use a point guard, or even the Bulls, to be honest, the Bulls are starting to look really good with this rookie crop that they just got.
They're a good team to watch. Yeah. I like them. They're entertaining to watch.
And let's be honest, like the Bulls haven't been good for a long time. They've not been good. They've not been good. Much like T-Wolves, who have been like kind of lagging behind for the last 20 years.
Yeah. Their biggest claim to fame was probably Kevin Garnett, and he couldn't wait to get out of there in the end.
He's running for the door.
Get over to Boston so I can win a championship.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like, I can't envision Boston at this point in time with their lineup winning a championship. I think that they can get close, but I think that they just choke in the late game, like they did all throughout the last season.
Pretty exciting.
He's amazing.
I've got to say, I was a bit of a knocker at first. I'll be honest. I didn't think much of him and that, but like the more I've watched him, I've gone, geez, like I don't want to say it because it's a bit early, but he moves a lot like Kobe, man.
He moves a lot like Kobe.
He moves a lot like Kobe. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying he can ever be as good a player or anything like that, but like he just, and his court presence and that, it's just he's a really good player.
I think it's possible that he could be that good. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't think he can be that good with the Celtics. That's where the problem is.
I suppose the market would agree with us because like his prices of his cards and that is sky high. But
I regret selling his optical rookie last year for like $30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just before he boomed as well. I was like, that's really awkward. Let them eat cake, I guess. Man, I keep looking at this like mosaic explosion, and the more I think about it, the more I think I might have to get it graded as well. I need to sort out my piles.
Check the surface out as well. The surface on those mosaics.
Just trash.
Notorious.
Yeah, notorious for being really bad. Same with Prism, to be honest, but Prism more have the problem with the cutting, like the edging, which is probably why this is a 9, because this is probably like... So if you have a look at... Just take some random Prism out of your collection and have a look and feel the edges. They never get cut perfectly smooth. Sometimes they have like leftovers from the way that it's being cut. Can happen with Mosaic as well, but it generally happens more with Prism for some reason, and I think it's the stock mixed with the foiling, which is why Mosaic suffer a similar problem. Probably won't get the Karl Malone graded, to be honest. I don't think there's any point. But definitely the Magic Johnson, and I think both the Patrick Ewings, I think the Magic Johnson in the yellow. I'm tempted to get the Topps Gold graded because it's Topps Gold, but definitely the Red Halliburton. So good. So good.
They look good.
Imagine just like flicking through and just finding a red-backed Halliburton in my pile and going,
that's sweet.
Happy I checked instead of like chucking it on eBay perhaps. Jesus. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and Punter, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, everyone.
I think it's been super informative and super cool. And we'll definitely have to do this again. Perhaps
mate, I look forward to seeing you in person. If you're coming to Sydney in March, did you say, for the card show?
Oz Comic Con
I'll be there.
Excellent. We'll be doing a live break, so keep your eyes out. I'll I guess you're not on Facebook, so...
Oh, it's alright. Just, if there's anything, just shoot me a thing on Disco.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
I'll figure it out with you anyway. I'll make sure we keep a live break spot over for you so that you can join in on the live break.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, sweet.
It's going to be interesting. Because that's one of the things that our director was like, hey, if we're going to do this, like, we'll need to have a table. I want to, like, do an information kind of booth about, like, what we're doing and why. And I want to sell some retro stuff, some high-end Jordans, and would you like to do some live breaks with the Australian Trading Card Association stock? And I was like, you buy the stock, I'll do the breaks, absolutely.
Was that the bloke that you had on a few streams ago?
Matt? Yep.
With all those high-end...
The one that gave me the scoring kings.
He seemed like a top bloke, that
Oh,
guy. But
he's
man,
lovely.
did he have a nice collection?
Oh, dude, you don't know the half of it. Besides his like sneaker collection that you didn't get to see, the Space Jam pinball machine that was behind us, that's sitting up there in his apartment, is fucking nuts. Let's put it this way: he pulled out some boxes of base Jordans to give away, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Boxes.
Like, some of them were going for like $20 on eBay. $30 on raw in bad condition.
We found things like refractors sitting in those boxes. They're just boxes of all of his spare stuff. And he was like, oh, this is just like, should be low end stuff. And we're looking through and he's like, oh, there's a refractor here. And then we found like a whole bunch of inserts and stuff in there. And he was like, I don't remember buying these. I just remember like chucking stuff in a box because I was like, I don't care, I'll sort it later. And we're talking like boxes and boxes and boxes of base because he just started buying up people's collections. So we actually I believe that we're actually going to be doing some sort of like retro pack giveaway thing where you buy 3 packs and you get some Jordan base for free or something. I don't know. That's his department. Even though I'm the content manager, I'm leaving that in his department because it's his cards and there's a lot he could do there. But yeah, so everyone should come out to Oz Comic Con pop-up. Cool. I'd ask where people can find you, but people can't. So
I'm just lurking around on Discord on I'll be on the YouTubes, on Chesh and Cherry streams, and on Discord lurking around. But who knows? I might start my own channel or something one day. Who knows?
I reckon you should do a Top Shot channel.
It seems like fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh well, I even thought about doing PSA reviews and things like that because like I've got honestly, I think there's 11 orders at the moment. Like if I go in and buy a PSA account, they're just sitting there outstanding. Jeez. So because each order I do is like anywhere between 30 and 50 cards because I don't like doing an order for say 200 cards because it's like you got to pay like $5,000 in grading fees straight up. So I prefer to do like 30 to 50 cards and space them out like once a month or something. So it keeps it nice and affordable, and you can just sell off a few of the things you don't want, and it'll pay for the next grading order and so forth.
I mean, I agree with you, except my grading that I've got off currently.
You've got specific targeted grading for.
Yes.
You've told me a bit about some of this stuff, and you're doing it a little bit more strategically than I am. I'm a bit more blanket. Hey, here's my collection. I know I need to fucking grade everything. What's the best way of doing it? Well, I don't want to send myself broke doing it by sending them all in at once. So just do it a bit over time, you know.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is actually, I don't mind that the way you're trying to play the market. It's
well, I mean,
interesting.
Try was a word. Unfortunately.
Well, you still are.
Yeah, sort of. It's going to take 12 months to get them back at this point.
Is that how long you reckon the wait is?
That's what they're saying. Like, yeah.
Because I sent my regular subs have been taking, like I've got a regular sub I sent in, which is $50 a card. So I normally send them with expensive cards that are like, you know, about $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever that they don't allow into their bulk. And so I'll just build them up when I've got 4 or 5, and then I do an order of them. And I've got one in now, and it's about to come back to me. Yeah. It's gone through QA2.
Well, probably because you're paying that sounds like the express service, because what I've been paying is the $25 budget service. Because let's see, I've got 2 Larry Johnson 1991 Upper Deck rookies. I have a Upper Deck Award winner hologram AW4 Michael Jordan. The 1991 Skybox GQ cover Irvin Johnson, the Magic Johnson GQ one. 1991 Magic versus Jordan. It's such a good card. Magic versus Jordan. 1993 Stadium Club Frequent Flyers Michael Jordan. 1990 Hoops Magic Johnson All-Star. The 1990 Fleer All-Stars Magic Johnson. 1991 Upper Deck Magic's Moment. I have a Champions Path Charizard promo. I have... Oh, I actually sent more. Michael versus Magic.
I don't know anything about Pokemon, but it so intrigues me because I've seen it. It was like as I was growing up and I got into cars and all that. I was looking at it and I thought, nah, it's not really my game. But like so many people around me were doing it, and now the fact that it's worth a mozzo is just so intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
So I just realized I also have 2 more Magic versus Michael from the last sub, from the November sub. So I've now got
JM's in
3
town.
of those.
Is that the real JM?
Looks
Jonathan
like it.
Magdalenos?
Yeah. Looks like it is.
Doesn't it?
Sub
Yeah,
Jam.
it is.
Oh, I'm gonna assume it is. It's funny he's not under JM though.
There's about 2 or 3 JMs.
Exactly.
Peter's still in town. Yeah, Lee sticking it out.
Yes, then still sticking it out. I do have a Michael Jordan Skybox Stats, which is a gorgeous card. I have 2 Flair Ultra. What was that? 293 Flair Ultra Jordan base. They're over there as well. You're gonna love this one. Kawhi Leonard, past and present rookie.
Oh yeah. Actually, that's an underrated set. That I
it's
reckon.
Such a gorgeous card.
They're nice cards.
I decided to get it graded for me, and not actually really for sale. Yeah, it's one of those things.
I like to do that, even if they're not in great need. Like it's going to get a 6 or a 7, right? And who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
The thing graded. It looks good in the slab, and now it's protected. It's not going to get any worse.
This should get I reckon it should probably get a 9. It looked really nice. But I just don't see Kawhi's value going up that much over the next 5 years, to be honest. I think he's kind of reached his peak when it comes to.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Carson Edwards Green Prism, and then I've got some Select, and I don't know what they're called, to be honest. There's one that's tricolor parallel.
Yeah.
And there's one that I think is called an Astro or something. It has all the bubble looking foil on it. On the base?
Is that Astro? Is that a Revolution?
No, Revolution does have Astros. I just don't know what this one's called. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not as good with the modern.
Yeah,
this is where you guys
remember.
in Discord teach me stuff about modern, ultra modern.
That's what I have currently with grading. So obviously the Carsons are for me. The Magic stuff is because, and I keep saying it and no one fucking listens, Magic Johnson is getting a documentary in August, which is why I bought this for $60. Is
that when it's out? August, is it?
Yeah.
Righto.
So that's why I bought this for $60, which is fantastic.
Very nice.
Graded an 8, of course.
This is Punter JM.
88 Flair. And why I'm getting all the other stuff graded as well, because most of the Magic Johnson stuff is just for sale. I'm just going to grade it and wait until I can flip it, and then I'm going to flip it for some insane value.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is why I've been going and buying all the old pre-90s stickers, basically. All the Flair stuff.
Hey Jonathan.
Is this Punter? Yes, it is. Like that. Is this Punter? Who else would it be? His name was in the description. His name is in the description. Yeah, of course it's JM. Doing some whiz fizz.
Always lurking in the cherry chats, the cherry Discord.
Lurking.
The life of the party.
A lot of the time I wish it was lurking. Sorry,
the
JM.
annoyance of the party.
Yes.
The way you look at it.
Everyone needs a bard in their party, apparently.
We love him.
But yeah, so I'm probably going to spend the rest of my night looking for stuff that I should be grading. I wonder if I should send any of my RPAs up for grading, to be honest. Should probably think about that.
Where are you going to send them?
HGA.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's a maybe.
Generally, my first thought if I had an RPA, I'd generally go BGS. It's if you look at trends, right? Generally, PSA is a standard in grading, right? You look at any high-end auction, right? You look at any of these golden heritage auctions where they are real high-end. Most of it's BGS.
Yeah, I just don't want to pay $50 per card.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it comes down to. I don't.
There is that
until top shit give me my money. I don't really have that large amount of money to spend on grading. So I've got to be picky, and I want to try out HGA. And I think that maybe if I just send off one one auto or RPA to HGA of like Edwards, just to give it a smooth move and see how it feels.
You never know. You could be on a winner there.
It could be, exactly.
You might get it back and it looks $1 million.
Yeah. So RPAs are hard to grade. Yes, they are. Absolutely. I've said this 1,000 times. Any large card is hard to grade because it's a large card, because they get cut shit, because they're too big, because they get knocked around in the packs, because the boxes, they move around so much in the boxes, they get dings on them. Generally speaking, corners or backs get fucked up, especially if they've got black borders or anything like that, or full bleeds generally have issues. The cutting, not unlike Prism and Mosaic, can have leftover fuzz on them from the cutting. Yes, absolutely. Trust me, I'm well aware of what I'm doing. I fucking hope so. I used to run a store. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. Except for, blindly feeling out what the market's doing, because the market has been stupid over the last 24 months because of COVID.
It's pretty wild ride the last year or two.
It's just been a bit ridiculous.
Crazy times, really. Yeah.
Anyway,
ride it out. Enjoy it.
We should let people go.
Yeah, no worries.
So we'll do this again.
Thanks, Chesh.
No worries, Carpet Punter. Thank you very much for coming on. One of these days I will learn your real name. I just realised it's one thing we haven't asked.
Oh yeah, I just go by Carpet Punter because it's easier.
That's
not
fine.
Really, that I've got anything to hide. I'm sure people work out my real name one day.
I think everyone
actually, even in breaks for Cherry, I got, when I first signed up with Cherry, I said, I use Carpet Punter, because the only reason I said that was because it matches with YouTube. So whoever's Blake can just be talking and then go, because I already had the Carpet Punter YouTube name for years. So I said, well, he could, but I should have done is just change my YouTube name, but whatever. Stuck now, so now
I think it's fine.
Punter.
I think most people know me by Chesh, and when I tell them I'm an Albert, they go, what?
I can't. I did know that, but to be honest, I don't even I know you as Chesh as well. It's not I think, Albert,
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Exactly. Even Blake and myself and Blake, pretty close. We get along very well. And even he still, when he sees me in person, still calls me Chesh. So.
Well, I reckon I would too.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's fine. It's one of those things. All right, cool. We're gonna go.
All right, man.
Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Good chat, eh?
Yeah,
thanks everyone.
And we hope that you all have a lovely night. Keep cracking packs.
Sure. See you, man.